Hello everyone and welcome to part the last. The random leftover stuff part. So this will be the last part of this series. I might do an extra bonus part, side video, whatever, for papers and for sentimental items. It's not like I'm going to show you all of my papers of like old bills and like uni results and things like that. It's probably going to be boring. So for now, here's like the odds and sods, bits and bobs that I found sitting around the place. Let's start with the easy stuff that I'm definitely keeping. I have two Harry Potter ones. One my friend gave me right when I was leaving England. It's the Elder Wand. Thanks, Maximus. And then I've got an Ollivander's wand from Universal Studios. I love Harry Potter. They still bring me joy when I pick them up. And I got a quaffle, also for Universal Studios. What use is a quaffle, you're probably asking. You're also probably asking, what the f is a quaffle? So I use this for my Harry Potter costume. I have like a full Gryffindor attire. Interesting question, what is all that? This in the cupboard is an example of a sentimental thing that I have. It's a key from my 21st birthday party that everybody signed. Yeah, so I'm not just gonna get rid of that, obviously. I actually found my tripod. I forgot that I had a proper tripod and now I'm like, oh crap, like, definitely gonna take that back to mine with me. I've been using this tripod I've got at the moment, which is just like one about this big, and I'm standing on like my bed head. I could have been using a big proper one. I just forgot all about it. I have two of these neck pillow things. I definitely don't need two. I'm just gonna, I forgot to thank it. I also have two picnic blankets. Somebody handmade me this one, so I'm gonna keep that one because it's been handmade with love. This one I'm gonna see if one of my friends wants. We've got a Lion King pillow, which I still love. Still brings me joy, so I'll be keeping that for a future house at some point. I've got two keep cups, two different sizes. I don't know if I need two of them. This is my first one, I'm kind of attached to it, but I also really like the glass one. I'm like, do I really need two? Holding it, looking for joy. I'm gonna keep it, I like it. I've got a lot of posters, and I don't, you know, I'm an adult now, and I don't actually use that many posters. Let's see what I've got. Hand-drawn artwork. They don't bring me joy. I feel like last time I did this, I was just very practical about it. But now I'm like, does it bring me joy? Does it speak to my soul? First time I went shooting, I was actually really good at it. First time I shot a gun. Not super fond of guns though. I'm gonna think about it. Oh, this is a really nice Westeros somebody got me for a birthday present. Probably have to frame it because it's really nice. You know, I'm gonna put this in the cupboard. Obviously I'm gonna keep the laundry basket. This is the stuff that I kept from the last chunk. I also have like a lawn chair in there. Practical keeping. Alice in Wonderland. I don't need that anymore. I didn't love that movie enough to keep that. Dragon Ball Z. Maybe I'll donate it. Thank you, poster, for making my walls at uni more interesting. Planner from my old uni. Looks like I was putting in my workouts. Thank you for trying to make me stick to a gym schedule. Adventure Time poster. Do you bring me joy still? You know what? I don't need it. I've got so many posters. What is this? Beautiful. Yes, joy. I forgot I had you, but love it. Another Adventure Time poster. Thank you, Adventure Time, for a good time. This one is a special Hobbit poster because it's signed by some of the people. I got 3 of the guys who played the dwarves to sign it for me. I don't feel good about keeping the target practice ones. They can go. I've got glass and a mug. I got the arms from my desk chair, but the thing is, I don't like having arms on my desk chair. It doesn't slide under my desk, so I'm just gonna... I have the boxes for my special edition PlayStation 4 and my PS Vita. Again, might seem a little bit hoardy, but I think it's better to keep the boxes because if I want to resell them, it still brings me joy how happy I was to get it. I got some serving plates, which I've used a lot when I was entertaining, when I had a house. Got a couple of gym towels, which is good because I can leave one in the car for if I forget one. Let's condo fold this. I don't know this is how to fold a towel, but I'm doing it like this anyway. This is like my first belt when I was a kind of chubby kid and I lost a bunch of weight and I needed to buy a belt and I got like the cool skater kid belt. Thank you for keeping my pants up. So I've got some schnapps from Germany my German relatives gave me. Like I've just been hanging on to them, been sitting on my shelf, and I think I'm just gonna drink them tonight with my parents and my grandmother. What is the point in holding on to something that's consumable like that for the sake of sentimentality? I've got a couple of jewelry bits. Some of it's sentimental. I'm not gonna use them, I'm not gonna use them. Thank you, thank you. I found 2 of my old computers. So this old MacBook Pro, yeah, this is its original box. I can't believe I still have its original box. So much heftier than I remember it. I really did a number on this computer. I was carrying it in my bag, like a satchel bag at uni, and the strap just broke and it tumbled down the stairs and I was like, ooh, computer's useless. I don't know I've held onto it for so long. Now possibly more interestingly, for some reason, I still have my really old PC. It's what a sleek computer used to look like. Well over 10 years old. Really, Alex? Alright, so that's pretty much everything that I have to clear out. The room is still a mess though, so I'm gonna have to do like a big old clean and move everything to its final spot. and I have to stick everything on eBay, take runs to the op shop, donate everything, sell everything. I'm feeling a lot better about this already. It's like, I can't believe I got through sorting out the entire room besides papers and a couple of sentimental things. I didn't think I'd get anywhere near this much done, and I'm quite happy with myself and very thankful to Marie Kondo. All this stuff, all of it here, is just the stuff that I'm eBaying. It's not the stuff that I'm donating or thrown out. KonMarie method, you are to thank for this. I've not been able to clean this stuff out for 10 years. What would I do with that Marie Kondo and the minimalists? Alright, so I went to go and edit the footage of my aftershots and it just has disappeared from all of my devices. So I'm just gonna have to piece together the stuff that I do have, and hopefully that's good enough for you. Please forgive me. I have no one else to do. I don't live in that house anymore, so I can't get footage. It's done. So before we get into that, I just want to mention that some of the stuff that you see in the cupboards and everything is stuff that I am still intending to sell. It just got a bit much to sell everything at once on eBay, and a lot of that stuff still had value, I think, so I wanted to sell in the future. But a lot of things I brought with me to Melbourne, and I have sold so much of it. I've just got this stuff left. It's mainly figures, but there are a couple of things like my old camera, some Lego, a couple collector cards and Tarzos and such, and some video games and DVDs. And then up the top in these 3 crates is mainly little knickknacks to some small Pokemon toys and some small Lego and Adventure Time figures and things like that. If I don't sell this stuff in the next couple of months, I'm just going to either donate it or put the stuff that I think is still quite valuable in storage for later. I just want it out of my room, out of my life. I don't want it cluttering my brain anymore. I just want an empty bookshelf. Almost empty. All right, so let's check out the classic before and after shots. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video, and for the moment, the end of the How to Minimalism series, starring me, and not starring Nanette Manoir. Any kids grow up in the 90s? No? But I do really want to do a video of my current room and show you the kind of thing that I have in here now, particularly once I've sold those final things on the bookshelf. I just like to do a full room tour so I can show you where I'm at in this minimalism journey after all that clear out, so you can see where I started and where I've ended up, at least for now. Hi, slightly sunburned. 2021 Alex here, editing this footage from 2019. That's right, 3 time jumps in the one video. Haha, great. Anyway, I'm going through this footage and I'm looking at these aftershots and I'm like, there's still quite a bit of stuff. I have a lot less stuff than this now, but this is the thing with minimalism. It's not just like one day you flick a switch and you go from being a consumer whore to being a no-shoes minimalist. Well, I mean, like, you can. It's a gradual process, and you slowly get rid of more and more stuff as you get more used to it. Like, you're changing your brain, the way that you think, so you don't depend so much on things. In a way, it's kind of addictive. Every time you go back and do another cull, have another big clear out, you find more and more stuff that you just think, how did I keep this from last time? I know in one of these videos, I say something like, how did I keep all this stuff from the last time I had to clear out? Well, I'm watching this footage now, 2 years later, and I'm like, why did you keep that? Why did you keep that? Like, I'm questioning all my decisions in this. Like, oh yes, I like this, I will keep it. And I'm like, why? You got rid of that a year later. Like, but, you know, past me didn't know that. Past me was at my maximum saturation for minimalism mindset, and now I'm at a different level, and it'll probably change again. Like, I'm looking around my room and I think, well, there's something on every shelf, but it's all good stuff. There's nothing here that I want to get rid of. But if I do a video about my current room sometime soon, I'll probably watch it again in 2 years' time and be like, why did I have all that crap? Anyway, my main point is, minimalism isn't this single destination. It is a journey of self-discovery, which sounds incredibly wanky, but it's all about sort of like changing your head, deciding what's more important to you, and it's not for everybody, but also don't think that you have to be a minimalist and get rid of all your stuff in that first day or week or whatever. Just, you know, look into it. Get rid of a couple of things, see how you feel. I would recommend just starting with a drawer. Or if you want to do a KonMarie, you can just say, I'm just going to start with clothes. And you throw all your clothes on your bed, and you make a donate pile, a throw out pile, and a keep pile, and you sort them all out. Just see how you go. Anyway, I really love the KonMarie method. It's not specifically about minimalism either. It's more about decluttering, just getting rid of stuff from your life that no longer makes you happy or serves a purpose, but it is a really great tool for minimalism if that's something that you're into. But I mean, you could have a crap ton of stuff and still be really into the KonMarie method and have all your stuff really organized and nice and neat and accessible. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave a link down below. What's your minimalist journey like? If you have a minimalist journey, maybe you're just decluttering. Maybe you love having a bunch of stuff and you just like watching other people clear out their stuff. That's cool too. Anyway, more minimalist content coming soon, plus a lot of other content that is nothing to do with minimalism. Stay excited. 2021 is gonna be a good time. Hopefully. All right. Bye.